Divorce yourself of MLM, affiliate marketing, all of those different things. This is the future of work where if you apply yourself, hear me very closely here. You apply yourself, you can literally build a career here and make life-changing money sustainably. Because as Zig Ziglar said, if you help enough people get what they want, you'll get what you want. And all you have to do is help 3 people get time freedom, money freedom, and location freedom by introducing them to an environment that's built for that. It's really just that straightforward. But let me elaborate on what a DAO is, okay? And let me get myself out of the way here, okay? Because I want to really elaborate on this and I want you guys to really understand the power of this, okay? A decentralized autonomous organization. This is what Mosca is. Because of Web3, understand we're moving away from this traditional corporate structure, which is typically a pyramid in structure. And that's why it's so laughable to me. And you guys need to chuckle as well when people ask, is it one of those pyramid things? To me, that is a definition of a person that's walking around this earth with their eyes wide shut, not even understanding that no matter what they do, they're going to fall in someone else's heap. The question is, are they on top of their own? Or do they have the autonomy to move up in an environment that's not politically driven? And if they're working in for a corporation or a company, they don't have that kind of flexibility. A DAO delivers on that flexibility, you guys. And that's what we're so excited about. So we're talking about moving from this to this structure here, where there are no titles, there are no pin levels. There were all equal players in this, and you get paid based on meritocracy, based on your ability to basically duplicate a very simple process and help everyone win and share in the revenue. Okay. So let me help you guys understand why I say this. So traditional corporations and even network marketing, it's top down, you guys, right? Where you have a board of directors, then you have a CEO, and all the revenue comes in, and they basically decide how much an executive is going to get paid or how much an employee is going to get paid. Now, they could be generating a whole bunch of revenue, right? You're seeing CEOs right now that are getting paid 300 and 400 times more than regular employees, right? So when we talk about wealth inequality, you guys need to understand it's just not happening by accident. It's happening because of the way in which companies and organizations are designed. We're looking to give that a facelift, and we can because we live in the age of abundance because of blockchain technology, artificial intelligence, smart contract automation. So this top down, all the money funnels here and then they dole it out, right? What a DAO is though, it's bottom up, you guys. It's bottom up because what we're doing is we're looking to unlock the awareness of people all around the world, in the Caribbeans, in Africa, Europe, Asia, New Zealand. We want them to understand that you have to wake up and that you bring economic value. And when we help people understand that they can now get paid for their economic value and become a revenue sharing owner in it, that's when a rising tide, that awareness, right? That's the rising tide that raises all ship from the bottom up. So in a DAO environment, it's not top down, it's bottom up. And the proposal in the treasury is the smart contract on the blockchain, you guys. This is why this is possible. Now I'm going to really break down why the smart contract is so powerful and why blockchain is so powerful and why we're able to do away with bureaucracy and hierarchy because of it. So look at this right here. Because of a smart contract, right? You don't need to pay administrators. You don't need to pay middle managers and supervisors and HR managers because it's taken care of by the smart contract. I need for you guys to really hear what I just said. See, in the code, the smart contract, the automation, the AI, it replaces the need of a supervisor, a middle manager, an HR manager. It frees up that money and allows us to pay people evenly across the board in a decentralized autonomous organization. This is the future of work. Okay, now let me help you understand the difference here. Because if you understand this, you guys are no longer, for those of you who are afraid to talk to people, because you're worried about them saying it's a pyramid deal and all that. They don't know what you now know, right? See, you pay for what you don't know, but you can get paid for what you do, right? I want to show you how you can get paid. So in a corporation, it's top down, right? So it has multiple layers of management that exist. Now, what's the purpose of having the multiple layers of management to exist? It's so that they can successfully implement processes from a top down perspective. So the pyramid of a job is this: the reason why your boss makes more than you, all right, is because they can tell you what to do because they're there to implement the system or the process of that said corporation. Make sense? So, and the reason why your boss has a boss above him or her is the same process, top down. So, a corporation is like one legal entity. It has an employment contract. So, CEOs have, a job description. The executives each have their own individual job description that's contractual. The employees have job descriptions that are contractual. And so it's the same thing here. And salaries act as the incentive. I heard something a long time ago. It talked about that people accept a salary. The reason why they give people a salary is so that they can forget about their dreams, right? So let me help you guys understand the difference in the Dow scenario. The smart contracts, they're used instead of the legacy employment contracts that had been governing the top-down implementation of processes, you guys. And the governance of Mosca, of a DAO, is done via the code that is programmed into the contract rather than the top-down governance rule. Do you guys understand how liberating that is? That there is each and every day, we all can give ourselves an elevation in our lifestyle, in our paycheck, in our residual cash flow, if we just release our conditioning to corporate values. We live in the age of abundance now. We have self-driving cars, artificial intelligence. I just saw something I'm looking at. It's called Yarbo, something like that. But what it is it's a snowblower that you can program it, and it will just basically clear your driveway for you. You just program it once, and you can just let it go. And when there's snow, it'll remove. I'm talking about it can like 3 to 5 feet of snow and ice, right? So that frees me up not to actually out there physically move snow. People, we live in the age of abundance. So with a DAO, there is no centralized legal entity. It's a self-enforcing code that's done by the contract, and the token acts as the incentive for validators, right? Not a salary, the token. And everything is going to be a token on the blockchain. So here's what I want you guys to see. Mark Cuban, he put this thread into Twitter, or now called X. Listen to Mark Cuban. He used to be the owner of the Dallas Mavericks. The future of corporations could be very different as DAOs take on legacy businesses. It's the ultimate combination of capitalism and progressivism. Entrepreneurs that enable DAOs can make money. If the community excels at governance, everyone shares in the upside. Trustless can pay. I'm going to repeat that. If the community, I'm talking to you, Mosca, excels in governance. What's the governance? The one-time execution of connecting minimum three digital wallets, one time in 7 days or less, and teach duplication. Everyone shares in the upside. Trustless can pay, meaning that you don't need a third-party intermediary. You don't need executives and upper management, staring down behind you, making sure you do your job, right? The smart contract, which is verifiable on the blockchain, can do that for you. This is the world of a DAO, you guys, and this is what Mosca is. So I want everyone to begin to treat this thing like it can be a career for you and pay you way better than your job is currently doing right now. So having said that, let's talk about this. This is going to blow you guys away. I'm going to give you guys a comparison to help you guys understand why we're going to close the wealth inequality gap by educating people about the power of a decentralized autonomous organization, you guys, right? In a top-down scenario, when you're talking about a company that does well, typically this is how the profits are doled out, and we wonder why the employees get shafted in this environment, all right? Look at the difference in a DAO as citizen contributors are able to do their part. So what I'm going to do to help you guys understand the difference between a top-down corporation and a DAO, I'm going to play the video that you guys have seen many, many times already, but I've shortened it and I want you to really listen. And that is the Elon Musk video talking about PayPal, because I want you to understand how much wealth could have been really created if PayPal was structured like a DAO. But the fact that it was not, I want you guys to see the difference here, and you guys will be blown away by what we have our hands on. Okay, so let me go and play this video for you guys real quick, and I'll be right back.
So we started PayPal on University Avenue.
Oh.
After the first month or so of the website being active, we had 100,000 customers.
Really? Wow, I didn't realize it was.
Yeah, it was nutty.
Oh, wow. And how did it start? How did people just even know to use it? And I mean, obviously, both buyer and seller have to be involved.
Yeah. Well, we started off first by offering people $20 if they opened an account, and $20 if they referred anyone.
Oh.
And then we dropped it to $10, and then we dropped it to $5. As the network got bigger and bigger, the value of the network itself exceeded any sort of carrot that we could offer.
How much money did you all spend with that kind of $5, $10, $20 incentive to get that critical mass going?
That was a fair amount. I think it was probably $60 or $70 million.
Oh, wow. Okay, so it was a
Yeah,
substantial. Oh, okay. So we're not talking peanuts here. Yeah, this is.
Yeah, it depends on your relatives.
Right? So listen to me, guys. In their first month, they did 100,000. There's no reason why we can't get to 100,000 in the next 30 days based on this comparison I'm about to share with each and every one of you. Because PayPal is the social proof of what works with the power of the network effect. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up, because someone had asked me a question on last Monday, and so I want to address this, right? So with PayPal, what they did was they had venture capitalists earmark 60 to 70 million dollars. That's how they were able to pay out that $20 one-time hit, that $15 one-time hit, that $10 one-time hit. But now PayPal has over 420 million active users. That means 426 million people that opened up a digital wallet in the PayPal ecosystem, generating $30 billion in revenue. Do you think these venture capitalists were willing to go ahead and earmark 60 to 70 million dollars to take in $30 billion in revenue? Do you think that they won in that scenario? You better believe they won. So they got the lion's share of the pie, right? Now, you have to be an accredited investor to do that, right? So by law, even if you can put your hands on the money to participate in an investment like that, they got to let you in. And then there's a time horizon that you have to qualify for that as well. So understand, wealth inequality is done by design, you guys. So now the venture capitalists, they get the lion's share of the pie. Now let's talk about Elon Musk, one of the PayPal mafias. When he went and exited PayPal, he walked away with $175 million. Now he took that $175 million and did what? He put it into real world assets, Solar City, SpaceX, Tesla, right? That's what he did with his money. But the point that I'm trying to make here is that in a top-down corporation, this is how PayPal was able to dole out its money. And look at the employees. There's nothing to write home about in that scenario here. But in our environment, let's just say in Mosca, what happens in our environment, citizens contribute. And look at the pie here, you guys, as a revenue sharing owner. If you were going to construct a company that was fair and equitable, this is how you would do it. So imagine all of this money, $30 billion in revenue. When we get to $30 billion in revenue and over $400 million or 400 million wallet users in our ecosystem, can you guys really comprehend the kind of success and impact worldwide we're going to have? Do you guys understand that now we're democratic in our nature, because now we don't have to wait on big business or big government to do anything. We just have to be aware of our economic value and organize our capital in such a way that it benefits the most people possible, right? And that's the transformational purpose of Mosca. You guys are a part of history in the making. I hope I'm making this clear that you're not going to find a better project on planet Earth today for the masses that doesn't require high skill set to do, just some common sense. You're already participating in the digital wallet space. You're just not getting your fair shake until now with Mosca. Make sense? So what we're doing, you guys, is we're ushering in the prosumer revolution. See, your money is a vote to a company like your vote is to a politician. So every time you put your money in another digital wallet, you're voting for that ecosystem. The question is, are you receiving your fair shake if you're bringing the economic value to it, right? So in most as a prosumer, you're not only able to basically consume the service, okay, in terms of transferring money worldwide and having access to funding that can scale into millions of dollars. But what ends up happening when you put in your one time out of pocket, all right, for your tokens, whether it's citizen or enterprise, we convert it through the blockchain and the smart contract into a governance token, which is the Mosca token, right? That's your governance token. So for those of you that are even thinking about not, continuing, let's even say your monthly membership of 28 or 127, I think you better, think twice about it because you're not going to get that position back again, number one. And where else are you going to go where you are able to generate the kind of revenue that you can generate here? You just have to apply yourself and follow the blueprint that we've laid out in the back office, you guys. And so this prosumer revolution is going to make it where people aren't just merely having access to the ability to transfer money worldwide, but to have ownership based on revenue sharing in the Mosca ecosystem. I hope I'm painting a picture for you guys to help you understand the difference. There's no pin levels here, right? This is not a binary, a breakaway, or anything like that. It is straightforward. Connect 3 or more, teach duplication one time. And 10 people are always going to receive residual deposits as this thing is duplicated around the world. All right. So a DAO, a decentralized autonomous organization, it's immutable on the blockchain, meaning it can't be reversed or changed. It's transparent, right? And it's publicly verifiable. We've built it that way, right? Think about when I talk about publicly verifiable, look at this in your back office. Think about how powerful and cool this is when you're talking to anyone that's skeptical. There's no reason to be skeptical. In your transaction history, for those of you that may not be aware of it, you can actually click on any of your transactions. So if you click on, number 10 here, guess what'll happen? This will pop up, right? And you can actually view, right, the transaction verifiably so on the blockchain, which is immutable. The blockchain is immutable, you guys. So do not let anyone knock you off your square because you're not going to see anything as transparent and as straightforward as this. Once again, I'm not knocking anyone's hustle. I'm really not. But if you think that gambling on a cryptocurrency or, trying to time the market and being a poker player versus something that we have 100% control over, it's 100% a choice and not a chance. And we're actually building our digital real estate. That's what we're doing. We're getting this technology into the hands of our friends and our families, our churches and our charities. And we're taking back our economic power so that we can transact amongst ourselves and truly buy real world assets versus just digital assets that we can't eat, if that makes sense to everyone.